anyone. This is they're laughing. Yeah, fuck off. So anyway, guys, I got some really bad news for you. If you watched the last podcast, Not Bubbles and Hippie Panda, they were drinking some really, really old grape soda, and I really got to say, it just did not turn out well. They both went into convulsions, took them to the hospital, and they just did not make it. So we had to keep going on. You just fucked that up with the podcast. So I got 2 stand-ins, and joining us today, we got Not Bubbles 2.
Hello.
And we got Not Hippie Panda. And through the magic of editing, they're going to sound exactly the same as the other 2, but I promise you, they're not. The other 2 are dead.
Alright, today we're going to be talking about a couple of things. We're going to be going over a bit of the Marvel Universe. We're going to go over that quickly, because Damish is terrible. We're going to go over some Magic the Gathering, Firefly, some games. It's going to be a good time for everyone. So anyways, me and Hippie Panda went to the movies. We saw Captain Marvel. What'd you think of that?
I think it was really good. I mean, it wasn't, like, super great. I'd go see it again, but it wasn't bad.
Worst movie ever. Would only go see it 3 more times.
So,
today.
Can you actually call a movie good that you really just won't see again?
Well, I'd watch it again, but, like, I wouldn't go pay to watch it again.
Sneaking into the theater or no deal.
Right.
Fair enough.
No, I went into that movie thinking I was going to fucking hate it because of all the shit I've seen on the internet about, oh, there's so much feminism and all that crap.
Just gonna ask if this is getting into a cringy feminist rant, so I'm glad we're going there.
It's not really about feminism. It's about not getting pissed off about everything. Because the only people who get more offended than feminists about something are the people who think feminists are getting upset about something. Literally. Maybe 2 times in this movie, guy said something mean to her. That's it.
Oh, we're still talking about Captain Marvel?
Yes.
Okay.
Because people were like, oh, I can't stand how she couldn't keep her feminist viewpoints out of her acting.
I didn't see anything that was anything like that.
So, hold on. Because, guys, I didn't see the movie. I'm not really interested in Marvel shit.
Yeah, shit?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Marvel shit. I'm sorry, guys. But, who is the actress?
Ah, fuck.
Really?
I don't know.
Really?
She wasn't that, like,
Good?
she's not popular enough for me to know her name.
Oh, you haven't seen Scott Pilgrim either. Fuck.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
That is, yeah. Magic
Panda's on it.
Is that all you had to say?
Yeah, people quit bitching about something that's not really something worth bitching about. That's all I want.
So, we're gonna go there.
Go ahead.
Is it equivalent to Black Panther?
The girl who plays Captain Marvel is named Brie Larson.
Did that help you at all? Because you're looking kind of dumb.
I was gonna, like I said, not popular enough for me to know her name.
I bet you if I look her up, I'll probably know.
She played Evie in Scott Pilgrim because I'm sure there's one fanboy out there screaming at his computer and his parents, like, just looking at the basement where he's dwelling right now, like, what is he yelling about now?
Anyway, let's circle back around so we offend everybody equally. So is it equivalent to the whole hype about how Black Panther was all about black people and forcing it on everybody, like everybody said? Kind of like that equivalent? I saw some eyes rolling over there, so let's hear it. What do you guys say?
Well, I don't agree that was, like, all black people. Like, I
can see how somebody would think that. It was a really good movie. But it's set in an African country.
Right, so there's
away
more
from white
apt
people.
to
There's
be.
gonna be black people in African country, guys.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Like, I can see why some people might get that feeling, but I don't think so.
I don't get that feeling.
Same thing with, like, Iron Fist. There was a whole thing about how disrespectful it was because the white guy was teaching the Asian girl how to punch in her dojo.
Well, they're also saying that he should have been Asian and not white. But the whole premise of the show is it was a white dude going to...
Yeah. Even in the comics, they use that as a source of tension. Like, he was the outsider because he wasn't Asian.
Yeah, and I think that's less cultural appropriation and more kind of like racist, that you think that all Asian people have to be martial artists and all white people just gotta be rich guys that don't do anything. I was just wondering if it was equivalent to that, because when Black Panther came out, that's all I heard is, oh, it's pushing black people, white people can't go see it, yada, yada, yada.
Well, to be fair, it is called Black Panther. I can see some ignorant assholes just like, it's called what?
Yeah.
Martha, get my robes. Which is actually...
And we got the white people.
Which is actually going to
all bases
segue
covered.
very nicely. I did not have that planned, believe it or not. I was watching a video the other day. I won't mention the channel that released it or the girl that I now hate with a burning passion, but they were talking about
Rosie O'Donnell?
No. Much more something I'd watch. Nerd stuff.
Hillary Clinton?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
100% my support. No. The video was about art controversies in Magic the Gathering, and one name came up.
What? Controversies in Magic?
Yeah.
Is
No,
this a
not like
legitimate
when you
thing?
want to punch me because I use the blue spells.
Everybody wants to punch everybody when they use the blue spells. It's just the way Magic goes.
I'm actually looking at the card that I'm going to show you guys. It's a blue spell.
Nice.
So, anyways, Harold McNeil. He is an artist in Magic the Gathering, and he is he's not hiding it, he's a neo-Nazi. And basically they were shouting out, okay, wow, this is making it sound like I'm like, there's nothing wrong with being that. So I'm going to take a step back and approach it from a different viewpoint.
Oh, so that's not where you're going.
No,
Okay.
not at all.
Totally thought that was a direction,
But
I guess.
Like, basically they were saying like, Magic should stop using the artwork. They shouldn't feature it on their website because it was made by somebody with those affiliations. And it's like, yes, not the best.
Okay, skinhead affiliations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the best look for them, but it's their artwork, right? They paid for it. They're using it. They got permission. I don't know how that works, but it's still like part of their history. Is that right to say? It's an old fucking card.
I think you just equated Magic the Gathering with racists and neo-Nazis, and that's part of their history. I don't think that's quite the way you want to make it sound.
It's along the lines
But yeah,
of like those
it's
people like destroying the statues of like Civil War statues.
well,
from
it's the same.
South.
It's the same thing. I hating a singer because of their political views. You either like their stuff or you don't. What they say for political views really shouldn't matter. You like their music, you like their music.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Everybody's got an opinion.
yeah. Basically, the question everyone's asking is, can you appreciate the artwork of the person despite the person being a terrible person?
Of course.
I'd like to think so.
You should be able to separate that because there are things about everyone that you're not going to agree with.
That being said, the card that I have to show you guys is the KKK card.
Oh, I thought we were doing a Trump card, so
Well,
we stepped it up a notch.
Yeah.
Good job.
so anyways, it's called Invoke Prejudice. The way it works is if an opponent casts a summon spell that does not match the color of one of the creatures under your control, that spell is countered. Unless the caster pays an additional X mana, where X is the cost. So you basically make it double in cost or it doesn't work. If they're playing a deck colored that's different than yours. Funny. I find it funny.
It's funny, it's clever, but at the same time, it's kind of like,
No, I like the idea of that. Like, Magic is its own little world and its own plane. So you can't tell me that guild members in Simic or Rakdos wouldn't be, like, prejudiced against people from other guilds.
yeah, you see it all the time in fantasy settings,
Yeah.
Dwarves hate elves and humans hate everybody.
And everybody
that
hates
kind
the
of shit.
asshole who plays a mono blue deck.
Yes, because that's why he made the mono blue deck, because he's an asshole. He has
Yeah.
no friends, and he needs to show everybody that's just who he is.
But no, like, the card itself has people in KKK robes. I'm just gonna pass my laptop around and let you guys get a good look at that. Like, it's miscolored and such, but that's what it is. And for you, hippie panda?
Oh my god, they have the little cone hats.
Well, yeah. Like, I feel like if I told a 5-year-old, a 10-year-old to draw somebody from the KKK, might be the only thing they get right, but they'd have the cone hats. Oh my god. Do you think the coneheads were KKK members? What is with me making really old movie references on this goddamn podcast? And I don't do this in real life, people, I swear.
He really does all the time.
Yes, he does.
And bad
Old
jokes.
movies.
We'll get into the bad jokes later, too, sometime.
Yeah. So, moving on in our conversation on Magic the Gathering, we're going to talk about what our favorite colors to play are and what our least favorite colors to play are.
Do we really got to segue into that right now?
Where would you rather go?
Okay.
Oh, are you afraid that you're going to look like the racist for playing blue?
Yeah, pretty much, actually. So
No,
let's-
you are a bad person and you
Let-
deserve to feel like a bad person.
let's not start with me then. Hippie Panda,
will
what do you like to
fully-
play?
I like playing blue.
I will fully admit, like, I don't dislike blue, but usually when I include blue in a deck, it's for the massive draw power. That's the main appeal of blue to me.
I mostly like playing blue-green because I just like the way that it blends together. Because you get the big creatures from green, and then you get some big creatures from blue, but you also get those, hey, you really can't put anything down because it's countered it.
Oh,
Have
you
fun.
wanted to play Magic the Gathering? That sucks.
Pretty much.
That's blue. That's blue in a nutshell.
Then you get Jace out, and then you get Nis out, and go to town.
And how often do you get Jason this out?
I get them out quite often, just they don't stay on the board for very long.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I've played that deck 100 times, and they get out about 50-60% of the time, I'd say. Come on.
What about you, Hippie Panda? What colors do you like to play in Magic?
I just started playing the blue cards, so I don't really know all they can do, though I am enjoying playing those, but I really like playing red. Yeah, just red.
Just red.
I haven't played black, so I don't know.
It's really a momentum killer, isn't it? Those technical difficulties.
Yeah, but we'll get over it. Black's got to be my favorite color. I love I want to be a dick, but I want to be in a deck that in a way that you can play around, not counting my discard deck. That's for just when I want to see Damish cry. Because there's nothing better than watching him just discard counter spells. Like, God, I wish I could do something right now.
Nothing pisses me off more when I gotta throw one of those away. Especially when I'm saving it, I know I'm gonna use it next turn, and I gotta throw it away.
Not to mention the fact that it's also a rat deck, and Damish doesn't like rats. It's his kryptonite. So now let's go to the other end of the spectrum. What colors do you not use?
I don't use red, and I think that's pretty much it.
Wrong.
I just never have played red. I don't really like the way it plays. I really don't play white that much. Usually if I have a flying deck, I'll throw white in, but other than that, I really don't.
Hippie Panda, what about you? Colors that you just don't like, don't use.
I can't say I don't like any of them. I haven't played black, so I don't know really if I like that one or not. And I've only made like one deck with white, so I don't really play that one much. But
yeah, Hippie Panda's fairly new to Magic, but she's getting into it. I'm gonna say white's mine that I don't really like. Usually the buffs just, I don't know. I don't like cards that are cards that are inflexible in their use. And white is very much a lot of like, oh, buff this creature. If you don't have a creature on the board, you're fucked. Enchantments, you don't have something on the board, you're fucked. I think angels are probably the only white cards that I like.
Well, I was going to say, if you play it right, if you build basically an all-flying deck, you could have those white ones where you have this creature flying to the end of the turn. All of a sudden, you're just hitting your opponent with all flying. If they don't have any flying to defend, they're pretty much gone.
Well, since we were talking about collectible card games, quick announcement for anybody who plays Hearthstone. Damish sometimes been months, but you're going to get back into it someday, maybe?
I don't buy expansions for card games unless it's Magic. Cause
you could add me as a friend on there.
There you go.
I play.
See, you can have a friend.
I don't really like friends.
That is a damn good show.
Oh,
Whoa.
that's not where I thought that was going to go.
Are you even old enough for that?
Hang on, I can do this.
Like, do you even friends, bro?
Ross, Rachel, that's all I know.
Ross, Rachel, Joey, Chandler, Monica, Phoebe. Bam.
And we just got everybody back that went away when we were doing the racist shit. Congrats.
No, they're long gone. Somehow they're going to link our podcast to proving that Friends is racist.
Are we going to be on the next recruiting site for anti-friends? Because, anti-friends.
Is that a thing?
I don't know. Is it?
It will be. But anyways, back to this Hearthstone announcement. The new expansion's coming out in a week. And as of the 5th, I believe, everyone was given a free legendary card.
What?
Yeah. You've got a new legendary card waiting for you to log in. It gives it right to you. It's a 4-cost 2/6 with the ability
I could log in right now.
With the extra ability that at the end of your turn, it casts a copy of one of the spells that you've played this turn.
But is it as good as King Crush on turn 2?
No. Fuck you. For people who have no idea what the hell we're talking about, me and Damish used to do videos on Tavern Brawls, and one of them was cards set at random. Your cards would be given a random cost. Before we even started playing, I told him I would not forgive him if he played fucking King Crush on turn 2 or some shit like that. Sure enough, on turn 2, he popped a coin and played King Crush for 3 mana. It was bullshit.
Best game ever.
What does King Crush do?
He's an 8/8 charge. So turn 3, 8 damage to face. Turn 4, 8 damage to face. Turn 5, 8 damage to face. I was done. And he was playing a hunter, so he had that goddamn hunter power.
Mm-hmm.
So I heard some talk earlier about this conversation that you had at House of Pizza, maybe?
Oh, Jesus.
Are people watching?
Forgot about that. Yeah, so after we went to see Captain Marvel, we went to a local, I don't know, what you call it, a pizzeria?
Or pizza place.
Italian.
It is called House of Pizza, so I would assume that it's a pizza place.
Okay, so anyways, we were sitting there. I was busy setting the high score on the Pac-Man machine, just saying. Proud day.
Did you have to blow the dust off first?
No, that dust doesn't come off.
It's stuck.
I would need a paint scraper. I wish I was kidding. I love that machine. But anyways, there was this one guy came in and he shared his infinite wisdom with the entire shop because he was talking way too loud. He had one girl, he was either on a date or he kidnapped her, one of the two. It was...
If you're still alive, remember, like and subscribe.
It was bad. Do you have the notes? Because, like, me and Kara were just...
You guys actually took notes on this conversation.
We did. We were like, this is
notes.
so outrageous. We need to write this down and put it on the podcast.
Dumbest stuff. And it's not cool to pick on people if they can hear you, but he's never going to find out. And if he's the one person
gonna listen and be
our
like,
podcast right now,
I
he's going
was
to be
there
like,
that day.
hey.
You guys just making
And
fun
then
of
he's
me.
just going to get really excited because he knows somebody who doesn't.
No, it's not. He's going to be the one person that subscribes, listens to the first one, thinks this is the bomb
He's not
shit.
that intelligent. He would never be able to find this podcast.
Get
He would
halfway
be
into the
too
second one and be
busy
like, fuck
counting
yeah.
his meatballs. And you will understand that in a minute because she's finding the notes.
I have them.
You
Do you wanna
have to
hear the
count your
meatball one?
meatballs.
No, the meatball
You
one.
have to count them right, and that's the problem here.
Actual quote from him. I think I need to go back to elementary math. I counted 4 meatballs. I swear I ate 2, but there's 3 left.
It got to the
He
point.
said this to his date. Like, even if that was true, you should keep that shit to yourself.
It got to the point where I was actively telling Hippie Panda to just shh. He's gonna say something else. I need
Right,
to
we
know.
were just like, shh, be quiet. We're listening.
Wait, so he was actually counting his meatballs?
He counted 4, ate 2, and then counted 2.
So how horrified this chick looked?
Or no.
We couldn't see them.
He counted 3. I missed.
We couldn't. It was the back of her head, and we could see him.
Oh, that's a shame. I would like to see that face. Like, was she, like, engaged and, like, was it really 2?
I don't think
or
so.
was it 3?
I think she thought. He
I
was
don't
a
know. I'm
complete
pretty
idiot.
sure I could see her making eye contact with me through the back of her head. Just eyes rolling that far back. Oh, what else do we got from him? That gold mine. You're gonna have to track this guy down. And hang out with him.
quote. Cheese isn't something you eat. It's something you have.
I don't know what the fuck he's
What?
talking about. I think he meant like you have it with something.
That's some actually deep, like, philosophical shit there.
Yeah,
That's a
like
big
if
word
you
for
actually
somebody who
think
can't
about
say
it,
it.
it's like
And I didn't actually say it, so there we go.
okay, something else. He says that he's never liked salads, and the girl he's talking to is talking about how salads are good for you because they're vegetables and shit. And he goes, "Yeah, but if you don't like it, how can it be good for you?"
This one speaks to Damish on a personal level. It's like that scene in Firefly.
We were feeling stupider being in this room.
It was like that scene in Firefly when River was talking about the cows, like when they're finally out of the ship, and he makes a comment like, doesn't go near them in the ship, but now that they're outside, they weren't cows in the ship. They forgot how to be, but now they're outside and they remember.
So, you kind of fucked that quote up a little bit, but that was actually pretty profound shit, what she was saying there. This is absolutely nothing like what's going on here. This guy might have, been a little high.
He was on
something.
He was.
Something. He snorted something, it went right to his 3 brain cells left, and one of them died.
Fair enough.
The other 2 were in mourning.
It happens.
It does.
Is that all we got for that?
Do we have any more from...
There's one more about the girl having the panic attack and him trying to
my God.
explain it by
This
going,
is the worst.
you know when you're constantly on edge, but you don't know where the edginess is coming from?
Public service announcement for anyone who doesn't have a brain. If somebody thinks they're having a panic attack, going through and describing the symptoms of a panic attack makes it worse.
Yeah,
Like,
that was a good...
I think I'm having a panic attack. Are you having trouble breathing? I am now. That's how that works. Don't do it.
I'm actually disappointed in you two right now.
Why?
You should have gotten this guy's number. He sounds like the coolest fucking dude ever.
Should we have him on the podcast?
We
We
should.
have been like, yo, we need to invite you over. You need to sit down and talk.
No, don't talk to us. I can't handle that. You just talking to the microphone.
Well, that's pretty
We'll
much what he
call
was
you.
doing. Like, she didn't answer him much. He was just talking about all this random shit.
Pretty sure that dude is an innocent +2 to subscribers. So we need to find him.
For some reason, I thought you were gonna make a sexterity joke. Like
It was close.
It's
it was
where
close.
my mind went.
But Zabu's just way too cool for me. I don't really want to associate myself with him.
Follow your dreams, man. Hippie
And-
Panda is lost, even though I made her watch the episode. Well, the first episode.
Yeah.
We'll get working on that. What we need is some public outrage that she's only seen the first episode.
It's coming. It's boiling right now. Do you not like the guild?
I don't know. I don't know much about it. So I can't.
She
be
has a
like,
very panicked look on her face. Do
What do I
you
say?
feel
No.
the edge, but you don't know where the edge
I
is
have
coming
no
from?
clue where it's coming from.
Okay, they are literally 5-minute episodes. Watch
Yeah.
2.
I watched one.
You
But
watch.
I don't remember watching it, so I'll probably have to rewatch it.
You watched 2, and you pretty much got the gist of what's going on the entire season.
Great. I'll work on that.
So-
I'll
Take 10 minutes.
wait. What's it called?
Watch 2.
Don't worry, I got you. You
What's it
don't have to write
called?
it down. The Guild. It's on YouTube.
She's not actually writing the guild right now. She's writing Damish, I will kill you if you don't shut the fuck up. I'm
That's a
feeling little
lie.
scared.
But
I'm feeling
thanks
a little
for
scared
making me out to be an asshole.
So yeah, since I butchered the line from Firefly, we'll go right into that. Do you want to correct me on that line? Do you want to?
I don't, because I'm probably just as
Okay.
bad as you.
Okay. So, last week I did a list of crazy fan theories from Game of Thrones, and this week I figured we'd do the same thing with Firefly, which, honestly, with it being such an old show, a lot of them were just like, well, there's this, which was actually confirmed by Joss Whedon. Fuck, we're still talking about it
I was
because
gonna
it's
say-
not official canon.
Yeah.
Well, is it canon if he says that's where they were going with it, but never got around to making it in the show?
We'll just pretend like you never said anything.
Oh, perfect. This one we have to tiptoe around because somebody, not going to name any names, so Hippie Panda remains safe, hasn't seen Serenity.
They all die.
Oh, fuck.
no, they don't. You're lying to me.
Well,
No, but no joke. I was in a really bad mood earlier, and I just heard the Firefly theme song. Instant good mood.
it
no
may
joke.
or may not have been from my playlist. Don't judge me. First one. Throughout the entire Serenity movie, I don't know if it falls into the actual seasons, or season, sad day.
Yeah, I'm crying just a little bit on the inside.
Why didn't they make more?
Because Fox fucking sucks.
Or was it just not popular enough?
It was because Fox sucks.
Yeah.
When Fox released it, they actually released it out of order, so people watching are like pretty much like, what the fuck's going on? And they canceled it like 3 seasons before it ended, 4 seasons before it ended, something like that.
Too soon. It should.
Yeah, it was definitely too soon.
Firefly should have been one of those shows that got all the seasons, and then it was so popular, like, we can't end it now, we need to keep making it. Until it got to the point where I just didn't like it anymore, but I could still watch the first 3 or 4 seasons, like, binge watch it all in one day.
You mean like Chuck?
Sure. I have not seen Chuck. I have been told
Me
I'm making
neither.
terrible mistakes
You are.
with my life.
You are. You both
So
are.
you would rather have Firefly have like 16 seasons than
No,
the like
I would.
2
I would
it
rather
has?
have Firefly have 3.
If I had to choose between 1 and 16 seasons, I would say 16. Yeah, some of them, it's going to get so bad that some of them are just terrible. But I would still have the good episodes to go back to.
No, because when it has 1 season, you say what's the one that you that you like the least, and you really gotta actually think about it.
Ooh.
But when it's 16 seasons, when somebody asks you which one do you like the least, you say the 15 seasons after the first one.
The
Yeah.
last 3 seasons. That's the episode I hate the most.
I mean, it could have turned out to be good. Like, there are
Game
some
of
shows
Thrones.
that are still going that have like 14 seasons.
Name one.
Grey's Anatomy.
No.
I hate myself
No.
for saying that, but I love
I-
Grey's Anatomy.
She's currently watching
Or
that right
I
now.
think Supernatural has like 13 seasons, but I haven't seen all of those.
It does. And it kind of...
Supernatural's in its own thing because it's kind of like a comedy on top of...
It fizzled out. It had Felicia
It
Day on
fizzled
there a
out?
few
It
times,
did. That's
so
why
I started watching
I'm pretty
again.
sure it ended.
It
But
fizzled out, but at the same
They still
time,
got
at
a lot
least
of seasons out of it.
it got to the point where it was cringy funny. So bad it's good.
Like this podcast.
Yeah.
Well, the second half. The first half, we're probably going to get demonetized for.
So yeah. Anyways,
We're going to lose all of our 9 viewers.
We did have a point to this, right?
Yeah, we're talking
no,
about Firefly.
not to this. Originally, I was going to say that throughout the entire thing of Serenity, Zoe was pregnant. That's one of those ones that Joss Whedon was like, yeah.
Yep. I'm going to say that's a solid no, because they talked about that in Heart of Gold. They went over that whole thing in Heart of Gold.
Oh, I know, but in the movie. Yeah.
Because that movie was, what, a year later than the show? 6 months? I don't remember. They actually mentioned it, how long it's been. I'm pretty sure.
Fun fact, when you're baby making, it doesn't take 9 months to make the baby. Well, to make the baby, but not to make the fetus.
Yeah, you're doing it wrong. Just saying. But no, that's a solid no on that one.
Yeah.
do you have anything?
I would
just
prefer
awkward silence to that?
Ooh. Throughout all of Serenity, Anara was dying.
Yes.
That's the reason that she wanted to get out, basically see everything.
Yes, that one's actually alluded to in one... What episode was that? Out of Gas, I believe it was. When Simon's describing how they'll die, and she said, I don't need a clinical description on how to die, I just don't want to die. Or I don't want to die. I don't know what it was. But she alluded to the fact that she was dying in that episode, way before Serenity. Sweet, that's yes.
From what?
Take your pick. Consumption.
No, she was dying of some kind of disease.
Yeah.
Not consumption. What the hell is even... Wait, what is consumption
That
anyway?
didn't help. What kind of
Just
disease?
some weird future disease
It doesn't...
we don't have, most
It doesn't
likely.
point it out, but she is a hooker, so take it back.
So, some sort of...
I find it hard to believe that they could glorify companions and not have some sort of, cure for STDs.
Ariel, was it? They get checkups all the time, but,
That's true. Maybe it's in their own, they have to make sure they use protection. This is going in a very odd direction.
Yeah, I don't think we really need a description of how hookers work, especially not hookers in space.
Yeah, but this is Anara we're talking about. You've been picturing it.
Yeah, but I don't usually put that on a podcast. I'm just saying. So, next slide.
Here's a fun one. We're going to throw this one at Hippie Panda.
Uh-oh.
You remember in the very first episode when they're passing by the Reaver ship and they have that really tense moment of they don't know if the Reavers are going to turn around and chase them or they're just going to keep going?
Mm-hmm.
And you see everyone preparing. Jane gets, rifle with a single slug, or shotgun with a slug.
I don't even remember what he grabbed. He grabbed guns.
Yeah, he pulled out a single bullet. He was dark. Anyways, Anara pulled out a syringe, and there's been a lot of speculation on what that syringe is, what it does. Ooh, Damish is looking confused too. Maybe he hasn't heard of this one.
No, I have. I was just wondering. Go ahead. I'll let you.
What do you think was in that syringe?
That's a lot of pressure.
Do. Don't worry. If you answer wrong, the internet's gonna hate you.
So technically, if that ship did turn around and go after them, they would all be dead or fighting dead, pretty much. Was it that much of a threat where they would be in a crisis if that ship did turn around?
If the Reavers turned around, they were going to rape them to death. What is it?
Murder them, rape them?
No.
And eat
Rape
their
them to
flesh.
death,
And
and-
if we're very
and
lucky,
the
they'll-
order.
and sew our skin into their clothing, and if we're very, very lucky, they will do it in that order.
Yes.
I remember that.
So, can I field the Inara one?
Go for it.
Were you finished?
I have
she
no
didn't even
idea
guess.
what could be in it.
I always thought, my
Okay.
first opinion,
Some sort of
was
instant death.
opium of some sort,
Yeah.
just overdose rather than.
So, if you mind, I'll take this one.
Yep, go ahead.
In
Do
the
whatever
episode,
Firefly.
it's actually alluded to. It's just kind of suicide. All companions have that kind of thing.
Mhm.
But what's actually in the theory is that it's some kind of thing where she gets raped by all the Reavers and she kills them all.
Yeah, it basically makes her genitalia toxic.
Yeah, and it was something like, and then Malcolm finds her and
Yeah,
something.
the idea was it was going to play a part in a later episode where she gets kidnapped. He finds her. She's already injected herself, and she's surrounded by a bunch of people. Obviously, she's been roughed up. I think is the polite way to put it.
Yeah, awkward. But
But
Yeah,
that
I'm
would
pretty
lead to a
sure-
whole, like, him not slut-shaming her.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Joss said that was just a little too dark for what he was trying to do. Maybe
Yeah.
if we had another season or two, he would have done it, but
No.
just a little too dark.
I read about one extra episode that I really liked. Granted, I only got, like, basic cliff notes of. They end up going to a planet, wintry and shit, and they find out that the people on the planet are trying to steal their ship. They manage to get the better of them, but they find out that the society is dying, and they need to use the ship to get off. But with so many people, if they put them all on Serenity, they wouldn't have enough supplies or oxygen to get them to where they were going. And so there was a big debate on, like, okay, do we take them anyways and just hope to come into another, like, run into another ship? Or do we just take off? Basically, Mao tells them, like, hey, why don't we sleep on it? We'll figure this out in the morning. Everyone goes to sleep. Mal takes off. And so basically the choice to kill all those people wasn't on his crew, it was on his conscience. But the entire way over there, they didn't run into a single ship and they would have died.
That one's too long and convoluted, and I don't really like it.
They could do it justice with a full episode. A lot of episodes are long and convoluted if you put them down on
Yeah, I guess that one's kind of plausible because that sounds like something Malcolm would do, but...
Yeah. Although I feel like Firefly would be more like, it would do something to kick Mal in the stomach. Like when he's at the point where he's like, there, we would have ran out at about this point. We would have died if I didn't.
Yeah, but they had that kind of episode. It had to have been out of gas, right?
Out of gas? Yep. That is the one thing I thought of when I read that. Like, that sounds suspiciously like. But then again, there's nothing wrong with having that. And then, like, if you had, like, Wash point out, like, hey, you had your miracle. Give them theirs.
Okay. So, what else do we have for Firefly?
The craziest fan theory ever. Shepard Book is an Alliance spy. Crazy, I know.
That, no, you can't even do that because it's in one of the books. It's canon.
It's in the fucking show, whether they say it or not.
Yeah.
I remember reading that one and being like, yeah, no shit, where's the fan theory?
Yeah. So, what else you got on that little piece of paper there?
Oh, we got our games to go over. You stopped touching it. Last time
You didn't even
touched
do
it,
your homework,
found
so
it
you
was
have no
Gendry.
say.
Yeah.
I didn't realize we had homework.
We have homework every week. Do it.
Whoa.
Don't worry. I did your homework for you.
So, before we get into that, now that y'all all gave me shit, how many of you actually played your homework from last week?
I have not.
They should have come out by now, right?
Yeah.
Why would I play it?
Dude,
I don't have Steam.
I
How
put
am I going to play
56
it?
hours into
How
work.
do you not have Steam? Have you seen his library? He's got like 100,000 games. Why do you not have
300 and something.
What do you mean, why don't I have it? I don't even have a computer.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, she's
So-
a poor college student, remember?
I'm poor and going to college. I can't afford computers.
My excuse is that I put 56 hours into work this week and ground up some rep for WoW. I need to unlock that damn druid.
What druid? Oh, the
The
Zandalari?
Dino druid. The Zandalari trolls.
You still haven't done that yet?
Have you?
No.
Fuck you then. Don't
No,
judge me.
I've seen it though. It's really not that great, man.
I know, but I don't have a druid yet, so...
You
I
guys
do.
talking about WoW?
Yeah,
You guys just wait till I start playing.
good.
Are you
Fucking
going
hurry
to
up.
start playing?
Yes, I'm going to start
Good.
playing.
Grinding out that rep is just one of those things that for the past few months I've always been like, I'll do it later. Yeah, I know I'm gonna have to get the Zandalari trolls maxed out, but I got time. And then it came out like, 2-3 weeks ago, and I just went, shit.
Yeah, and flying's right on the radar too.
I'm pretty sure I've already got everything handled for flying.
You don't.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So anyways, talking to games, we're going to go right into our games radar. We're going to start with Damish, who didn't do his homework, but I did notice something coming out this week that I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to talk about. Final Fantasy X and X-2 is getting a remaster
What?
for Xbox One and Nintendo Switch.
Son of a bitch. I don't have an Xbox One. God damn it.
I think they've already came out with the remaster for PS3, so you could still play it, but this will give you a chance to nostalgia trip and talk about...
Have you actually played 10-2?
No.
Yeah.
I have not gotten past the Blitzball tutorial in Final Fantasy X.
Jesus. 10-2 is actually a pretty good game. I didn't play too much of it, but everybody hated it because there was a bunch of chicks. But I think the way that they did the advancement system, that is pretty cool.
How is it different than 10 originally? Because I know 10 had the... What? You had...
You had that weird,
Shit, how did that?
weird like hieroglyph maze kind of shit that you
Yeah, you had to
planted
use an
dogs.
ability over and over again. No, that was... Oh, Jesus. There are too many Final Fantasies.
There are never too many Final Fantasies.
Oh, did you play 8?
Well, until you get to 15.
Did you play 13?
No,
Did you play 12?
I didn't. Because
Actually,
they
12.
all suck because they changed the shit.
Yeah, and they struggle with trying to find a nice balance between live action and turn-based combat.
What are you
Come on,
mumbling?
me.
What are you mumbling over there?
I don't know.
This
I
is
just
a
feel
nostalgia
that's
trip, Hippie Panda. Let him have this.
It's a waste of game making to make 12 games based on the same storyline.
You
15.
obviously
Okay.
never played any
You're
of
right,
the Final
I haven't.
Fantasies. So,
They're probably not that good though.
spoiler alert, they're
Okay.
fucking awesome.
Uh-huh.
Second spoiler alert,
the
they are
reason-
all different.
Okay, so the best way I can describe it to somebody who's not into Final Fantasy, would you say around Final Fantasy 3 is when they really started getting into the storytelling?
No, there was storytelling in one.
It was...
They
early.
were, but you've probably replayed
It-
it so many times that you forgot that they're actually trying to tell a story.
You found crystals, you're the heroes, and then the story boils down to, haha, I found an eye. Wasn't that one person, like, 3 continents back, like, if I had my eye, I would do something. Let's go talk to that bitch. That was the storytelling.
It was from like the 80s.
Yeah,
Was it 87,
that's why I said it gets
88,
into,
89?
like, actual
Mm.
storytelling.
Game is so old and they're still making them.
Yeah.
They're still popular.
But back to what I was
They
saying.
are
I
fucking
think
You
awesome.
guys
somewhere around
play them.
Final Fantasy 3 is when they started getting into storytelling. And not just...
American version.
No, 3 Japanese version, 6 American version.
Fair enough. Yeah, that shit gets a little tricky too.
In Japan, Final Fantasy 3 is the same game as America's Final Fantasy 6 because America made a 4 and a 5 and we're like, it makes money! But anyways,
Of course they did.
It was because Japan didn't think Americans could actually play their games because they thought they were too hard. Shit. At least that's
some
the way
of
it was
them
explained.
are.
to me.
Have you played fucking... No, you haven't played Mario Maker.
No.
Yeah.
Mario
What?
Maker.
Okay, so, sorry, getting
Love
back to the point
Mario.
I was trying to make. Final Fantasy 3 on is like storytelling kind of like The Last of Us, where there's actually like characters you learn to care about and actually feel something for. Except for fucking Titus.
Really?
Dead.
Anyway,
Fucking
let's
watch
move
that
on.
beach scene.
Let's move on before I beat you up.
I can't talk too much shit. I just saw the scene, was like, that's cringe.
Really?
So is there... That scene? Yes. It's notorious, dude. I haven't gotten to that part and I know about it. Anyways, is there anything else you want to say about Final Fantasy X?
Yeah, go play it. It's freaking amazing.
Oh,
Wait,
but that
hold on.
Blitzball tutorial is so fucking long.
It's actually pretty fun. It's
I'm
kinda
sure
little-
it is, but I sat on the couch for like 20 minutes, like, okay, I know how to play. And they're like, you finished part 1 of the tutorial. There's 15 more. And I was like, oh, no.
well, you just gotta get good.
I do in Dark Souls, because that's enjoyable.
Said nobody ever.
Said everybody who's ever played Dark Souls.
I play Dark Souls. I don't say it.
I saw you play Dark Souls. I put air quotes in there for anybody listening.
Don't worry, I don't play either. I am at the first boss still because I can't freaking beat him.
So anyways, just because mine's... we'll go on to my game. We'll go to mine because mine's just a quick little... This sounds interesting. And I get to throw some shade at Damish,
Okay.
which is always a good time. And it's not Dark Souls 4. It's called Hymno. It's going to be coming out April 12th. It is a... I have a trouble telling the difference between 8 and 16-bit, but it's that type of art style. And it's a platformer. I'm just throwing more and more words out and just watching Damish's eyes roll further and further back in his head because all of these words just make him sad. It's actually a non-violent, like, deathless platformer. So the idea is more just like, it's a platformer game that you play to relax, where, like, you can do a little bit here, a little bit there. It's not meant to be binged, and it's procedurally generated, so it's constantly different. Also, it's free.
Yeah, I would hope the fuck so.
Personally, I think that'd be interesting. And it might be a good way for Damish to practice some goddamn platforming. Because I've seen him.
I will never.
I've seen you play. You need to.
So pretty much this is we're never gonna make money off of this. Just make it free.
Exactly what I was thinking. Thank you.
Well, more like the guy made it for himself to enjoy, and then he was like, you know what? This is enjoyable. I'm just going to let other people play it. That's the story
And
he's
just
fun.
like our podcast, nobody listened.
That's some
Actually,
mighty
we
big
have
shit
9
talk.
viewers from our first episode.
6 of them were for me, 1 of them were for you, and 2 from him.
6 of them were from you?
Yes.
Why?
Because I was trying to catch the last bit. I kept missing it.
God damn it.
Yeah, you can't
hear
skip
it first,
forward besides it's like...
You heard it here first. The Laughing Gremlins are fucking trying to embezzle
So
money
we
from
actually only
YouTube.
have like 2 people, maybe, who watched it.
I don't really think it counts if it's us anyway. We do have 1. I heard it playing when I was at work.
Yes.
That was Dan. He looked,
Awesome.
he looked
Ah, Dan! Show it to people.
Perfect.
Come be a spokesperson.
Take the red laces off, Dan. It's racist.
My mom thinks it's really cool that I'm doing something outside of her basement. She's our biggest fan.
Same. I should go tell my mom.
Also, just because I want to give it Damish shit,
Anyway.
now we're giving you shit, Damish.
You are giving all the shit. I'm not doing it.
I am giving you shit, Damish. I've seen you trying to jump gaps in WoW. Do it better. Like
It's an
there are
MMO.
dungeons.
You shouldn't be jumping anything in an MMO.
There are dungeons that have easy little jumping
Hi,
bits,
honey.
and
No,
like
stop.
I don't think I ever failed the bit. I did it, and then I'm like, wow, that was easy. Did it later with Damish. Did it and was like, yeah, you just have to jump over these. Turned around, he just fell right into it. Watched him go back up. Try it again. Failed.
Anyway, Hippie Panda, what was your homework for the week?
My game.
The
Okay.
story just keeps getting worse. Continue.
So I did some research on a Earth Defense Force game. It's the 6th mainline game of the Earth Defense Force series. It's called Iron Rain. I've never played these games, but from the look of it, they're pretty interesting. It's pretty much just a defense game against aliens that are trying to attack Earth.
Like a tower defense game.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking. Like,
I do
think
like tower defense.
So there's a
If it's
bunch
done
of
right.
different territories and weaponry you can use, and then they added 4 new soldier classes to
doesn't
this
sound like tower
particular
defense.
one. I think it's a shooter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, not tower defense then.
Mm-mm. They have a new mercenary mode in this, and it's exclusive to PS4.
Wait, the whole game is exclusive to PS4?
I think just like this release. Like I think
Okay.
they've already,
I was
I
gonna
think
say,
they've
rip.
already released it for PC, but this release is strictly for
Damn it.
PS4.
Get a PS4.
negative.
Easy.
It seemed pretty interesting though, so I think I might go check out like the first one maybe.
Well, that wraps it up here for us at the Laughing Gremlins podcast. You should take the time to like, follow, subscribe, or whatever particular media you're on, whether you're on YouTube, Spotify, or iTunes. You can find, well, fuck, they know where they can find the podcast if they're listening to it. Comedy Gold. Good job, now, Post. Good job. You should, however, follow us on Twitter at Laughing Gremlin. No S at the end of that, because when I made it, the character, it had a limit of characters, and it could not fit the damn S.
Anyway, you can also join us on the Fenner server in WoW.
Yep, join
Hop
our
on our Discord, and if you do that and you play Ark, we'll let you on the server.
Yeah. Also, you should join us in WoW so we can actually make a group to do dungeons. That's my goal. That's all I want. I want some not shitheads to do the shithead dungeons as painlessly as possible.
All the shitheads. Can we play with you?
That's usually how it works.